Hello everybody, this is Angela Marrow from Tips to Heal with just a message to share about our food. Everywhere I look in the world today, I see sick people. I know you do too. At the grocery store, at the mall, wherever we may be, we see someone whose health has been impacted in some type of way. I'm sure you have loved ones that are in that state as well. Well, this video is about the number one weed killer that is on your plate. And yes, I'm sure you've heard it before, but here you need to hear it again. The number one weed killer is on your plate. In fact, it's in your food and it's on your food if you're consuming any of these items or any of the foods that contain the following. An FDA registered lab conducted an analysis of 29 different everyday foods, popular foods. This testing was conducted or commissioned by Food Democracy Now! And the Detox Project. You can find them online as well. Glyphosate is the main ingredient in Roundup, and it's showing up in our food. Corn, soy, canola, and cotton are engineered to withstand deadly doses of this herbicide. There's a gene insertion process also that introduces genes like bacteria and viruses. They're forced into the DNA of soybean and corn and cotton as well. Research has revealed that glyphosate, the main ingredient in Roundup, among other horrible ingredients, some that are active and some that are inert, they can be a threat to human health. And this is in very small amounts, even at 0.1 parts per billion. Recent research also has shown that Roundup can cause liver and kidney damage in test animals, changes in the functioning of 4,000 genes, and this was only at 0.05 parts per billion. Check out the following list, and I'm going to leave it posted. These are everyday foods, and their glyphosate levels, and this was published by the Detox Project. WHO, the World Health Organization, has declared glyphosate as a probable human carcinogen. It should be known that according to Oxford University Press, every agent known to cause cancer in humans also causes it in animals. Whenever experimental studies indicate a compound causes cancer in animals, it should be regarded as if it causes cancer in humans. Studies have shown the risk of those herbicides and those people that are having high exposures, like the farmers and the pesticide applicators, the crop duster pilots, and even the manufacturers. They have high rates of blood and lymphatic cancers, cancers of the lip, the stomach, brain, prostate, and melanoma, and other skin cancers. Now, I'm not saying that if you're sick that glyphosate was the cause. However, we are exposed to an abundance of chemicals every day. The last thing we need to do is to be exposed to chemicals on our plate, the food that we use to nourish our bodies. We should be concerned because the weed killer is on your plate. It's hidden in your food. Meats from beef and pork, they're fed genetically modified alfalfa, corn, cottonseed, soybean cakes or pellets, plus genetically engineered growth hormones and antibiotics. Fish is fed corn and soybean pellets and colored with artificial colorings that are made with petroleum. Poultry and eggs are fed a genetically modified grain. Dairy products from cattle are fed genetically modified grains, genetically engineered growth hormones, and genetically engineered antibiotics. In vitamin supplements and some of your medications, ingredients are derived from genetically modified corn, like ascorbic acid, which is your vitamin C, and soy, which is lecithin, and that's found in just about everything you eat. This list could go on. It's in skincare products and cosmetics. Thank you, Alain, for this list I just shared with you. It's from his book, Genetically Modified Organisms, GMO 101, a practical guide to genetically engineered foods. I truly believe that our risk can be found in the formulation of Roundup. There are many chemicals that are utilized to make this herbicide. And even its so-called inert ingredients, and there's one called POEA, which is ethoxylated toluamine, and it's considered 1,200 to 2,000 times more toxic than glyphosate, which is the active ingredient. According to Biomed Central, they had delivered a consensus statement, and that was released February 2016, that glyphosate-based herbicides, and that's just not glyphosate, but those that are based on glyphosate. The residues are found in many foods, and this is a consensus by some of the highest minds. It is a potential endocrine disruptor, and it even does this at low levels. Chronic degenerative diseases, liver and kidney damage, and more can occur from exposure. It contaminates drinking water via rainwater and surface runoff and leaching into the groundwater, thereby adding drinking water and bathing and washing water as possible routine pathways. It cannot be washed off, people. It is not broken down by cooking, and it remains stable for up to a year, even if the food is frozen or processed. You know, we've got to do something about the food that we eat. I know that we think that we're eating the foods that our grandma ate or that our moms ate, but we are not. Since 1996, the genetically modified organisms have been introduced into our food supply, and although their damage is not well known at an early stage, through the process of continual exposure, I'm sure all could agree that to be exposed to those chemicals cannot be safe. So we can move to locally sourced food. We can go to the local farmers markets or find a local farmer. We can eat organic as much as humanly possible, especially those foods that are genetically modified or genetically engineered. We have to stop going to the fast food restaurants whose food is truly contaminated with the genetically modified organisms, as well as glyphosate residues being in and on the food. Those food lists of 29 are just an example of those things that were tested. So please, by all means, heed the warning, guard your belly, and put good things in it. Death begins in the colon. Let's turn the trend around. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful evening wherever you may be. Until the next time, blessings.